Hey, welcome once again to another video. This week I'll be giving you predictions for the German Bundesliga, and I hope that you had a wonderful week last week, and so therefore I'm just going to go right into it. We're going to start with Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Hertha Berlin, and my predicted winner for this game is Borussia Mönchengladbach. I expect Borussia Mönchengladbach to win here, and my predicted scoreline here is for Borussia Mönchengladbach to win by 3-1. I have Borussia Mönchengladbach to win by 3-1, so that therefore means that both teams would score. My correct scoreline is Borussia Mönchengladbach to win by 3-1. Alright, so these are my predictions for this particular game. Borussia Mönchengladbach to win, both teams to score yes, and the correct scoreline is 3-1. As usual, if you don't want to bet the scoreline here, you can go in the handicap system, and you can bet for Borussia Mönchengladbach win by a goal. Alright, you're getting $2.30 for that. So these are my predictions for this particular game, and you can go ahead and you can select, you can take all predictions, or you can just pick one or two of them and make it a part of your betting slip. Alright, so our next game would be Stuttgart versus let's go to Augsburg versus Mainz first. Alright, let's give you that one first. And for that one, I have here this game. Mainz, I would expect, I think that they could win here, but Augsburg being at home, I think they should be able to pull themselves together, as is based on the last 5 games they have won 4 compared to Mainz 1. So therefore I have this one. I'm going to have this one ended in a draw. This one is going to end in a 1-1 draw. Alright, so both teams to score yes. Draw on both teams to score on the double. This is a combination bet. Yeah, you make use of the combination, you get really nice odds for combinations. My predicted scoreline is 1 goal apiece. Alright, then my predictions for the Augsburg versus Mainz game, that should end in a draw. Correct scoreline, 1 goal apiece. So that's a 1-1 scoreline. Both teams to score yes. Draw on both teams to score yes. Alright, so these are my predictions for the Augsburg versus Mainz game. And so you can go ahead, you can go through, look through these, and you can select which one you'd like to go with. Alright, so moving on to our next game. Our next game will be Bayern Leverkusen versus Hoffenheim. And here now, Bayern Leverkusen playing at home. I expect them to come away with the victory. They're gonna come away with the victory here. And Hoffenheim, can they score against Bayern Leverkusen at Bayern Leverkusen's home? I don't think they're going to be able to score on this occasion, but I'm not saying they can't, but I'm not going to have them scoring here. I'm going to have them scoring here. I'm going to have Bayern Leverkusen winning this game and winning this game by 2-0. Alright, so both teams to score now, based on the history and based on all the data that it's saying now, but I don't think both teams are going to score. I have Bayern Leverkusen to win and both teams not to score. Alright, so in terms of double chance, can double chance on both teams to score. No, we can't use that because we don't have both teams scoring. The Bayern Leverkusen or Hoffenheim on both teams to score. No, so that's what I'll pick up. My correct scoreline is 2-0 in favor of Bayern Leverkusen. Alright, so these are my predictions for the Bayern Leverkusen game. Bayern Leverkusen to win, both teams to score no. Bayern Leverkusen or Hoffenheim to win and both teams to score no. So that's another one that you can pick up. Predicted scoreline 2-0 in favor of Bayern Leverkusen, I believe. So those are my predictions for that particular game, Bayern Leverkusen versus Hoffenheim. And so you can go ahead and look there at those, and you can select from that and take your pick there and make it a part of your betting slip. Alright, our next game will be Borussia Dortmund versus Bremen. And Borussia Dortmund playing at home. I do expect Borussia Dortmund to come here and take this victory. I expect them to take this victory, and I expect they haven't had the greatest of start to the season. And so, but I do believe that they'll be able to take this one. And so therefore I am leaning in favor of Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund to win this game. Both teams to score, you guys. And I'm going to have Borussia Dortmund to win and both teams to score, yes. Our correct scoreline here is 2-1 in favor of Borussia Dortmund. And if you want to bet on the handicap system here, you'd bet for Borussia Dortmund to win by a goal. And here, if you bet for them to win by a goal, this would be -1. Borussia Dortmund to win by a goal. But if the game does end 2-1, Borussia Dortmund wouldn't have won by a goal. The game would end in a draw instead, because if I'm selecting for them to win by a goal here, which this is what this is saying, this means that they'll start the game a goal down. And so therefore, if the game ends 2-1, in order for them to win that particular bet, I'd have to bet for a draw. Alright? I'll have to bet for a draw. Okay? So these are my predictions for the Borussia Dortmund versus Bremen game. Borussia Dortmund playing at home. I expect Borussia Dortmund to win. Both teams to score, yes. Both teams to score and Borussia Dortmund to win, yeah. My predicted scoreline is 2-1, and as I say, if you don't want to bet the correct score, you can always go on the handicap system and bet for Borussia Dortmund to win by a goal, alright? So those are my predictions. You can look through them again, and move on from there. So moving on to our next game, which will be Stuttgart versus Freiburg. Freiburg, as usual, I always have them a team that they tend to do very well at home. They're playing away from home now. They did well in their first away game. They did well, and so therefore here Stuttgart, I'm expecting them to do well again against Stuttgart. I am expecting them to do well here, and so therefore, as a result, I have Freiburg to win this game. I think Freiburg is going to win this game by a goal. Both teams to score, I am going to say yes. And so Freiburg to win and both teams to score. Yeah, that's a combination bet. Alright, I can do the same thing here as well. You can use this as well. You can use either team to win. You can say Stuttgart or Freiburg to win, both teams to score. That's what it's saying. My predicted scoreline is here for Freiburg to win by 2 goals to 1. These are my predictions for this particular game. Freiburg versus Stuttgart. Stuttgart being the home team. I expect Freiburg to come to their home and beat them. Yes, I do. So Freiburg to win, both teams to score. Freiburg to win and both teams to score. See the odds there for $1.50. Here's another combination. Stuttgart or Freiburg to win and both teams to score. Yes. My predicted scoreline is 2-1 in favor of Freiburg. And so these are my predictions for the Stuttgart versus Freiburg game. And so you can go ahead and look at my betting predictions there, as I have them up, and you can select whichever prediction you want and make it a part of your betting slip, or you can take them all. Alright, our next game will be Wolfsburg versus Schalke. Wolfsburg being at home, I'm expecting them to do well here. Schalke, they have been dragging themselves along over the past 2 or 3 seasons, and so Wolfsburg being at home, I'm expecting Wolfsburg to take care of business here. I'm expecting them to win, but I don't think it's going to be an easy win for them, and so therefore I have them winning here, and I'm going to have them winning this game 1-0. Wolfsburg to win, have them winning 1-0. Both teams won't score. So in terms of a double chance, they can go on the safer side. It's a Wolfsburg or Schalke to win and both teams to score. Correct scoreline, I have Schalke winning, not Schalke, Wolfsburg winning 1-0. Alright, so these are my predictions for this particular game. Wolfsburg to win, both teams to score, no. Wolfsburg or Schalke to win and both teams to score, no. That's a combination bet. You can run with that as well. So I can receive, so I covering both sides of the coin there, yeah. Wolfsburg winning by a goal to nil. That's my predicted scoreline for that particular game. So go ahead, take your pick and look at my predictions once again for the Wolfsburg versus Schalke game. Alright. So moving on to our next game now. Our next game will be Union Berlin versus RB Leipzig. Union playing at home. Union, they have a good record at home, and in a sense that it's hard to score against them at home. There, most of the teams find it very hard to score against them. Even if they do score, they don't score much. They don't score too many, so maybe one or two. I mean, and so therefore, I'm expecting the same here when RB Leipzig visit, and so therefore, the last 5 games, Union is leading head-to-head in the last 5. They have won 3. RB Leipzig have only won 2, and so therefore, in terms of my prediction here for this game, I'm going to select this one to be a draw. So this game is going to end in a draw. Both teams score. Yes, both teams score. Both teams score on the draw. Yes. Alright. And if you want to do another combination, and you want to kind of like play both sides of the coin, you can say Union Berlin or RB Leipzig to win and both teams to score. Can have that as well. Alright, my predicted scoreline here is a 1-1 draw. Alright, so these are my predictions for the Union Berlin versus RB Leipzig game. 1-1, both teams to score, yes. And draw on both teams to score, yes. Union Berlin or RB Leipzig and both teams to score, yes. So this is where you cover both sides of the coin in case it doesn't end in a draw. Yes. My predicted scoreline is 1-0. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Union Berlin versus RB Leipzig game. RB Leipzig playing at home. Yeah, I'm expecting them to do well. Moving on to our next game now. Our next game will be Eintracht Frankfurt versus Cologne. This is our penultimate game in the Bundesliga for this game week, and I expect Eintracht to win. They have been off, they have been hot and cold, so I do expect them to win this game here, and I expect them to win this game. I'm expecting both teams to score, so I'm expecting to win this game. So Eintracht to win and both teams to score. Yes, and we can go on a combination and we can say either Eintracht or Frankfurt to Eintracht Frankfurt or Cologne to win and both teams to score. So you're covering both sides of the coin here. And my predicted scoreline is for Frankfurt to win this game 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. So these are my predictions for this particular game. Frankfurt to win at home, both teams to score, yes. Eintracht Frankfurt to win and both teams to score, yes. You're getting $3.60 for that. Here we're covering both sides of the coin. Frankfurt or Cologne to win and both teams to score, yeah. So you can use that one. And then my predicted scoreline for this game is 3-1 in favor of Frankfurt. Alright, Frankfurt. And so those are my predictions for that particular game, and we're going to move on to our next game now. Our next game, which is final game of this game week, which is Bochum versus Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich has started the league like a house on fire, and as usual they're expected to win the German Bundesliga this year again for the millionth time, and so therefore Barcelona is expected to win. Not Barcelona, my humblest apologies, my German Bundesliga fans. Bayern Munich is expected to win here. Both teams to score, no, I don't think so. Both teams are not going to score, so Bayern to win and both teams to score. Gonna go with that. So Bayern to win and both teams to score, no, yeah. So my predicted scoreline is here. I have Bayern Munich winning this game 3-0. Alright, Bayern Munich winning this game 3-0. If they really get away and score like 5 or 6, then I think Bochum might get a goal, because based on history and based on what they have been doing over the years, whenever they score over 6 or so goals, the opposition tend to get a goal also. But I expect my predicted scoreline is here for Bayern Munich to win by 3-0. Alright, And so therefore Bayern to win, both teams to score no. Bayern to win and both teams to score no. $2.50 did a combination bet, that is. The predicted score line here is Bayern Munich to win by 3-0. Alright, so those are my predictions for that particular game. Bayern Munich playing away from home at Bochum. And so therefore those are my predictions for that game. You can go ahead and look through and select the predictions that I've made there. You can take whichever one you want, whichever prediction, or you can take them all. And just as usual, I advise you, whenever you're making a betting slips, try not to put no more than 5 games or less on it. If you have a big bankroll, you can put less on it. And so therefore, the less games on a betting slip, the easier it is for you to win, because there's the less possibilities you have to meet. But when you have a small bankroll, then that's a challenge, yeah. But so you go through and I suggest that you mix and match your bets. Some games you bet on the outcome of the game, and some games you bet on goals. Some games you do a combination bet, and if you're good at the scores like that, then you can also select the correct score for some games, and then you get some really nice odds, and it adds up, and then you can use your small bankroll. You can end up with having a nice PD. Alright, so those are my tips for you, and it comes down to creating a betting slips. So I wish you happy betting this weekend, and take care and enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much. Those are my predictions for the German Bundesliga this week. Alright.